In Module 2, you talked about jihad with the pen. Since I'm in a magnet school focused on journalism, do you think it would be a good idea when I get the opportunity that I should do a project about Islam? Do you have any tips on that? The questioner here is speaking about an educational seminar that we did in Windsor, Connecticut this past summer. And we were speaking about jihad in Allah's cause, its different types and categories and virtues. And we mentioned from the types of jihad in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's cause is that which the people of knowledge call jihad al-qalam, fighting with the pen, quote unquote, or jihad al-hujjah, fighting with the proof and with the argument, or verbal jihad, if you like to say. Therefore, defending Islam from the doubts and the different attacks and the assaults that are launched and levied and hurled against it, propagating Islam, okay, offensive, okay, taking the offensive, talking about Islam and pushing it and spreading it, teaching Islam, attacking kufr and the people of kufr, okay, and finding the major loopholes and the mistakes in their religions and their ways of life and their faiths, quote unquote. This is all from jihad in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's cause, whether it's defending the deen with the pen or whether it is propagating the deen with the pen. So therefore, this is from the most virtuous acts in this time, in any time, but especially in this time, in which Islam is being attacked from so many different angles and aspects. There are Muslims who attack Islam, whether they realize it or not. And there are people who do realize that they attack Islam that aren't Muslim. Okay, the creed of Islam, politics of Islam, the Quran and Kareem, Hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet himself ﷺ, and the list goes on. So therefore, this is very important for Muslims and students of knowledge, scholars, ulama, learned men and women to handle this task. As for tips, then first and foremost is that you have to have knowledge. You must have the proper ilm yourself, proper education yourself. Not a little bit, not in the middle, but you must be mutadalli'. You must be mutadalli', as the ulama say. In this word, in the Arabic language, tadallu' comes from three basic letters, dala'a. And you know that a person's rib, dala', as the Prophet ﷺ told us in the Hadith of Abi Hurairah, that Hawa was created from a dala', from a rib. So therefore, the meaning of this word mutadalli' means that when a person drinks water, he drinks so much that his belly swells, and as if his ribs protrude, as if the meat or the what's in his belly is sticking to his ribs, poking out of his ribs. In other words, that is how you are to have knowledge of the deen. You are to be armed with ilm, not a little bit of ilm, not in the middle, but you are to be an expert, a master, firmly grounded, strong with knowledge. So much so that the knowledge is poured out your skin. You know the Quran, the Hadith, the Arabic language, their doubts, what they want to bring, so on and so on and so forth. Strong. As for if you're not properly trained, then you shouldn't fight. If you're not properly trained, then it's not upon you to bear arms against your enemy. Even though they may be your enemy, it's not for you to do so. Okay, you pass on a book or a tape or a lecture. As for you yourself performing this type of jihad, talking and speaking and debating, then it is something that you must have an abundant amount of knowledge of. Allah Azza wa Jal, He tells us in the glorious Quran, قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِ أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ عَلَى بَصِيرَةٍ أَنَا وَمَنِ اتَّبَعَنِي وَسُبْحَانَ اللَّهِ وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. In the end of Surah Yusuf, Allah tells us, say, O Muhammad, هَذِهِ سَبِيلِ, this is my path, in which I call to Allah upon basira, with knowledge, insight, wisdom, piercing thought. This is what I do, and this is the task of my followers also. And how perfect is Allah, and I'm not from the mushrikeen, the polytheists, and the idolaters. So therefore, having knowledge of the deen, strong knowledge, insight, wisdom, is a standard condition for the da'iyah, and the one who wants to defend Islam and propagate Islam. This is a whole topic in itself, a whole lecture in itself. I would advise you to be wise, to be smart, to seek help and guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and foremost, okay, in everything that you do and everything that you say, and seek the counsel of your teachers and of those who are more learned and more experienced than you before you wish to take action with regards to writing or saying something about Islam. Also, looking at that which is available, that which is out there, that which is the most popular or biggest widespread doubt about Islam, looking at the people that you're speaking to, what is their level of understanding, what have they been exposed to, so on and so forth. These are all different tips with regards to jihad with the pen. But most importantly is to outwit your opponent. Is to be wise, to be smart, and to outflank them with the proofs and with the evidences. Come at them from aspects in which they're not used to, unconventional methods. Talk about things in a specific way, in a specific manner that catches them off balance. And make bi'idhnillah azza wa jal, use reason, okay, and intellectual proofs and arguments, things that are tangible, that they can relate to in their daily lives, as Ibrahim alayhi salam did when he said that the big idol did it. And he made them feel stupid. They knew that the big idol couldn't move, couldn't talk, couldn't hear anything. How could he destroy the smaller idols? And he says, so why are you worshiping them? So this is in brief. This is a whole entire lecture in itself. And perhaps we'll dedicate a separate session to it. Allah knows best.